All right, how's it going? Not in my car today. I am here on my couch, and I wanted to make a video anyway, so I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it like this. So I want to talk to you today about the idea of like what to do when things aren't going well, when things are just not what you thought they'd be. And this has a lot to do with cycles, right? In one of my other videos titled Be Willing to Walk Alone, somebody commented saying that they had been walking alone for a long time, and then it gets lonely at some point, and it does. I'm sure it does. But it really depends on what cycle of your life you're in. And there's this Hindu concept called samsara, cycles of reincarnation. And the show Midnight Gospel really talks about that. Oh, hey Teddy. Really talks about that. There's one episode in particular where he keeps dying, and the character gets a little bit further every time he lives, and he dies, and he gets a little bit further. And these are like the karmic cycles of life, if you believe in reincarnation. But to ground it into present day, into this current life, we all go through cycles and seasons. And so, excuse me one second. He's gonna go crazy if I don't get this. What? There you go. So, come up. So, don't do that again. Go ahead. Okay, so, right now the season I'm in is one of change. That's pushing me to be alone, to go at it alone. And it's challenging because I am living in a new reality that's different than what I'm used to, right? And I just made a video, like, if you want something you've never had, you have to be willing to do things you've never done. And I just noticed, like, the things I used to do, which were such an impulse, how I acted around certain people, it's not the case anymore. You know, I really liked this one girl, and she wasn't giving me the time of day. And so before, where I was really needy and constantly going and chatting her up and doing these things and acting a certain way to really gain her attention and validation, now that I see things differently, I just can't do that anymore. That's not who I am anymore. And I was talking to my friend earlier about this, EJ, and the idea of death and rebirth. And while he doesn't like that term death, instead he sees it more as continual growth. Not that you're killing a part of yourself, but you're adding a new chapter, you're growing into a new version of yourself. Which I do think that there's something to that, but I also believe there is an element of death there. A death of the old way of being. It's a metaphorical, symbolic death of sorts. And so, in order to get from the stage of death to the rebirth, it feels like I feel like I'm going through this really uncomfortable transition. I was literally just telling my roommate about changing up my style, and we're redecorating here. This is all new. I'm in a state of transition right now, and it's really freaking uncomfortable. Everything that I knew is changing. My perspective is changing, and my friend said it's just it's like you're putting on a new pair of glasses. You're seeing things differently, and that's what I think is what I'm experiencing right now, is this new reality that I haven't seen before. I'm doing things I didn't do before. I went out the other day with the sole intent of just meeting people on the street and approaching them and complimenting them, and that's something I had never done before. I'm going out now with the intent to meet people that I'm interested in, and forming friendships and relationships, joining clubs. This is all new. I was a homebody for years, for almost all my 20s, a homebody, very introverted, and now I don't resonate with that person anymore, that identity. And this period of transition is uncomfortable, but so is working out and lifting weights that are heavier than your current level of strength. But that's what's necessary in order to get to that next level. in order to overcome that plateau is to push yourself into unfamiliar territory. This is the hero leaving their ordinary world, entering the special world, facing trials and tribulations, meeting allies, enemies, and obstacles along the way, to at the end return with the elixir back to the tribe, a new person. And I'm actually going back home to New Jersey next week, and I will be going back as a new person. And that cycle will continue. Every time I go back, something will have changed, ideally. This is what life's all about. And so when you're going through this transition, I've realized for me that I need more sleep. Right now, there's a lot of emotions there, and they're not all negative. There's good things too that's come of this relationship I have with you, and these videos is something that's new, it's different that I'm doing. And it's being willing to embrace all of it and sit with it. After I stop recording this video, I'm gonna go maybe journal for a little bit, just relax, take a shower, and not push so hard. Because I've done a lot of pushing lately. That's been the energy, is pushing. And every wave comes in and it goes out. And it's about being able to discern between when to lean into something and when to create space from something. That girl I mentioned before, creating space from her. Not not being disrespectful or rude or obnoxious, but hey, this is the way things are now. I'm creating distance, creating space. This is what's best for me, is to preserve my energy. That's been helpful. Learning how to emotionally regulate, and this is a continual practice of doing breath work, meditation. I do Wim Hof breath work every morning. I do Sam Harris's Waking Up app every morning. I like guided meditations. Stepping into cold showers, experimenting with that again. It's been a while. Doing things that are hard for me is what makes me feel alive. So going for a hard workout, doing a cold plunge, talking to that pretty girl on the street, all these things that are really uncomfortable, I've noticed for me are what makes me feel the most alive. But also being willing to go easy on myself and say, okay, man, let's be proud of ourselves, let's acknowledge ourselves for the good things that we've done and where we're going in the future ahead, because it's not always going to be easy. There are certainly challenges along the way, but learning how to treat myself with more respect and love is important. A lot of times as men, we are expected often to know what to do, to know how to fight, to know how to get women, to know how to make money. And we should just know how to do these things. We don't. These are skills that have to be built, right? It's funny, when it comes to relationships, a lot of times a lot of people will say, oh, you have to just wait until you find the right one. It's not about waiting. It's about cultivating the skill set to bring that into your life, or to go out and create opportunities with relationships, with money, with physical prowess and strength. You have to go make that happen. It's not going to come to you. It's not going to just magically appear from sitting inside all day like a homebody. It's not going to happen. And that's where I felt a little bit behind. I've always been kind of a late bloomer in that regard, but better late than never. And if you don't start today, if not now, then when? That's the new phrase I have to really ingrain in my mind when I'm faced with a fearful yet rewarding opportunity. If not now, then when? When will I step in? When will I take that action? When will I do that thing that I know is good for me, though it's scary right now? A lot of times, the things that are the best for us create the most initial resistance towards doing them. The things that have the greatest long-term return are often very uncomfortable in the immediate present. And so I know I've been jumping around a lot here. There's a lot more to touch upon, but perhaps you can pull some nuggets out of this if you're facing a difficult time, because it does take time. So being easy on yourself and learning and realizing, hey, I'm trying to be in it for the long haul and not to burn yourself out or sell yourself short, because it does take time. There's a time for action and there's a time for inaction. There's an ebb, there's a flow. And so being able to see the signs, observe them, and then lean in or create space is super important. Right now for me, I'm feeling called to really rest, reflect, recover. And as someone who's very like go, 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 intense energy, a lot of the time it's very challenging. And is where a lot of the emotions coming from, is the stress and the pushing, even right there, like that big breath, like, oh, there's a lot there. And so I want to dive into how to release energy in a future video. But these are just some things to think about for now. I hope you got something out of this. If you did, please like this video. Comment below with your thoughts. If there's any techniques, strategies, or just thoughts you've had on overcoming difficult transitions or cycles of life. And I would love it if you could subscribe to my channel. I really, 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 really love making these videos, and especially in this format where it's just having a conversation. Being authentic feels the most real for me, and makes me feel alive. So I really enjoy this. So subscribe to my channel if you would, and I appreciate your support. I mean, the comments on the past videos have been incredible, and it's really motivated me to continue doing this. It's inspiring. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.